It's the realization of there's hope for me to succeed as they did. I've never seen anyone who looks like me who's successful, and now I have hope.
Hi there, friends, and welcome to Hope Comes to Visit. I'm Danielle Elliott Smith, and I'm so excited you're here. Each week, we share real stories and real conversations with friends that we find hopeful, and we're really excited to keep bringing those to you week after week. It's important to us that we're bringing you soulful conversations, whether you're navigating hard stuff or whether or not you just need a soft place to land. This week's guest is someone that I consider to be a personal friend, but she also has the most impressive resume, whether she is a writer, a speaker, or the chief storyteller for a specific organization out of Kenya. I'm going to have her explain all the different amazing things that she's doing. But one of the things that I love most about my friend Carla Birnberg is that she is hope from her head to her toes. Let's take a quick moment to thank the people that support and sponsor the podcast. When life takes an unexpected turn, you deserve someone who will stand beside you. St. Louis attorney Chris Dully offers experienced one-on-one legal defense. Call 314-384-4000 or 314-DUI-HELP, or you can visit dullylawfirm.com. That's D-U-L-L-E lawfirm.com for a free consultation. Carla, thank you so much for joining me.
I'm so happy to be here.
You know, I love that we have had the ability to reconnect, that we've known each other for as long as we have. We go back through early blogging days, and being able to witness your metamorphosis over the years, from you being a fitness writer and health enthusiast and wellness advocate, and speaking in that area, in that world. But now you've taken on this role that has pushed you into global social change. And I think that, one of the conversations we were having the other day, talking about the heart work that the place it puts you in to recognize helping people who have no idea what the world we live in right now looks like. Mm-hmm. Will you explain a little bit about the work you're currently doing? And then we'll do a little bit of backtracking about what a difference it is.
I will. I'll start kind of with where I am today. And I'm so happy to be here. We go so far back. And before we decided to record this podcast, I'm going to now mispronounce it slightly, but it's Kiswahili. It's Tumaini, means hope. And we started a sub-arm of my current project, and the team said, this is what we need to call it. And there's such synergy between you and me. So that's a big hope, is playing into what I'm doing right now. But yes, I am working in East Africa, Kenya in general, as my chief storyteller role. I'm amplifying the voices of those who have been historically silenced. Youth with disabilities, youth in general, but really youth with disabilities in that part of the world. And because, as you mentioned, the entrepreneurial aspect, everywhere I go, I can't help but look and see we could do that, and that would be a venture. So we started something called Upili, which is Kiswahili for secondary. And we take counselors with disabilities and we bring them into Kenya special schools for students with disabilities and give them group counseling. And it's powerful on numerous levels starting there.
So let's talk a little bit about that, because I think that the United States, we recognize that people with disabilities have been marginalized, historically speaking, but it's next level in terms of the way that people in Africa have been disenfranchised, have been largely ignored.
Yeah. And it was a shift for me. I began this work 5 years ago and asked from a generally curious place, why are we landing in East Africa with this? Because I'm in Austin, and there were a group of us initially in Austin, and they said exactly what you said. And I had to kind of immerse myself and see it's tough here. We need the Americans with Disabilities Act. there, it's still back in the shame brought on the family when there's a child with disability. The more rural villages, of which there are many. I mean, Nairobi's like Austin, but Nairobi's the exception, not the rule. There's the stigma of your family has been touched by witchcraft. Your family is cursed. And it comes from a place really of genuine fear of the person with the disability. But that's kind of what we're fighting against there. The stigma, the hiding away. I know I shared a story with you privately, and this individual, I'm big on ethical storytelling, and I always get consent before I share anything. But this individual said, yes, tell my story. She mentioned to me in passing, my mother tried to murder me. I mean, that was her phrasing. And I said, oh, before you came home from the hospital. And she said, oh no, when I was home in the village for break from school. That's the stigma. That's the shame. And so when the students get to school and they're in places, Joytown is a school where we work. I love the name. And they finally are in that bubble of Albert Ellis, unconditional positive regard. They need the counselors who also have disabilities, who are certified and thriving and successful, to come in and do the group counseling, which is helpful. But seeing these counselors gives them hope. It's the realization of there's hope for me to succeed as they did. I've never seen anyone who looks like me who's successful, and now I have hope.
That's amazing. So I want to backtrack a little bit because I think that, so you mentioned witchcraft, right? And so when you and I spoke previously, we talked about, I have done some work in Africa previously, and the work that I did was around witchcraft, right?
Yeah.
So at the time, I understood that in Africa, Christianity is number one religion, witchcraft is number two.
Yeah.
And does that still hold true?
We spend most of our time, I want to say, fighting the stigma. It's a very faith-based country. So we see much more the occurrence of the Christianity.
Okay. So my understanding around witchcraft is that people go to witch doctors when they are wanting something to happen, whether it's finding a spouse or getting a job or having a baby, or but the spells they are given are largely dark, and they are what we would think of as witchcraft. And therefore, when you hear about people with disabilities, it's almost like witchcraft gone wrong, is like spells gone wrong. This is where the origin of a lot of that comes from. And that's where some of these things can feel really terrifying. How many people how many children are you working with?
We did our pilot, and I'm so proud of the work. And we did our pilot just a year ago, and bringing these counselors in, working with the students, we saw a huge decrease in both anxiety and depression. We're now in 2 different schools. One is Joytown. I mean, Kenya is now my heart home, and Joytown is my heart school. And another school, I never imagined my life would be this, and I love it so much. It's a school for the deaf. So we're doing group counseling with counselors who are deaf, conducting the entire session in KSL, in Kenyan Sign Language. So we're hoping to expand. We have counselors waiting. And it made me think of it when you were talking about going to and this might not be the right word, but shaman or the witch doctor. We're upskilling laypersons with disabilities to become these community mental health workers as well. Because if all you have is the shaman, there's no counterbalance. And so community mental health workers, these lay persons with disabilities, training them up to kind of serve in those communities.
So you're in there in many levels. So you are training adults with disabilities to be care workers, to be mental health providers, and then turning around and providing them as the guides for the younger ones with disabilities. So it's helping multi-generations.
And this all kind of came about when we realized so traumatized, so stigmatized, so shut away. I know I mentioned to you that sometimes these individuals are in what we would call elementary school at 13, 14, 16, because they've literally been hidden away. So we would, as our larger Next Step Foundation, get them these great jobs, and they were ready to go, and they weren't doing well. And it wasn't because they didn't have the skills, they didn't have the confidence. And that's what the sessions, the hope from seeing a counselor that looks like me and is thriving. So they needed that building up of the confidence. So when they graduate secondary, they know they're more than their disability. The businesses are ready to hire them, and it's a fit.
I was having this in a previous conversation. The power in seeing yourself in someone else. It's
so much. And it's the parents, because the parents are caregivers. These are the best of the best because they found their students this special school. They still think there's no hope to Miami. For my child, they'll just graduate and maybe become a beggar. I mean, they just don't have any hope. And they see Catherine is one of our counselors who, I mean, she's just a badass, if we can say that here. And she's so charismatic. And when she speaks to the parents at Parent Day at Joytown, the look on their faces, it's a shift. I gotta say it again. Now I have hope for my child to become like you. I am finally seeing in live and in person success for someone with a disability. It's so life-changing.
So Carla, how do we end up in this, how do you end up in this line of hope work? Where does this come from? Where does your shift?
Yeah.
How did you take this left turn into social change and hope work?
I mean, the very practical sense was it happened. There was a group in the US and they reached out maybe January 2020. I don't know if you know who, shout out to this man because I love him. Donald Miller is Story Brand. He's amazing. He's marketing, brilliant. And they reached out and said, hey, we love how you market yourself, Venus. Would you be interested in a conversation? Sure. I thought, no, I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. Then February came, and then it was the week of COVID in March. And I thought, what I am doing is the gig economy. This is a W-2. I've never done this. And it looks very interesting. And I was raised with that. My parents weren't religious, but their religion was social justice. We stand up for you, not because you are us, but because of who we are. I mean, when I shared it with you, their philosophy really was, I don't help you because you're a Jew. I do it because I am. And so that was ingrained in me. And I thought, what an opportunity to do unto others and see how it feels as my work. And I love it.
Okay. So then let's take that a step further. Where does that put you in today's world in terms of social justice and standing up?
It is fascinating. I mean, I got a little frustrated with my team at one point, and I said to them, because we'd now been together for 5 years, and it was tough. The cross-cultural work was an adjustment. I mean, I showed up initially as I didn't make any jokes. I was very serious, Carla, until about 8 months
I can't even picture who is serious Carla.
It's like, I will never forget when I was about 8 months in and I was like, I can make a joke. This is going to be good. I'm going to send out an email to the team. And at that point, it was slightly different work and there were 750 of us. And I was serious. Funny. I know I was going to make the first little joke and then it's the worst. Autocorrect. So I said very professional, little mild humor. And then I signed my name at the bottom. I didn't do the signature because it was internal and it auto-corrected to, from my name, I can still feel to cakes. So professional email, mild humor, sign it cakes instead of Carla. And I hit send. I'm like, I did it. I'm a little bit funny. They're getting to know me. And my then boss immediately messaged and said, do you go by cakes now? And I thought, well, the veneer is gone. Yes. But it's interesting.
You're like, as a matter of fact, I do.
My neighbors still call me cakes because I was so horrified. I went running in my courtyard. But okay, so we've been together for
Well,
about
I might
5
call
years.
you Cakes from now on too. So
It's a kind of a good, and it's a strange autocorrect. And now I scrutinize, and it's happened again and again and again. I'm always like, am I calling myself Carla?
Cakes. Carla Cakes. Autocorrect. There is no explanation for it.
But it's been a lesson for me. I mean, with the way they live and what's happening today here, I said to them once, are you not noticing what is going on in the United States? And their team basically said, we've been living like this for years. It's okay. It's fascinating. It is the most interesting job to have right now.
I can only imagine. So that's your next step work.
Yeah.
What is the next step for Cakes?
I know. The way we do one thing is the way we do everything. So it was actually before I jumped on, my executive director reached out and asked me, because we show up the same everywhere. And it was the first time she had a fitness question. So I went into my YouTube channel and pulled up a video and was horrified that it was 17 years ago I shot the video. And I was like, oh, but it's emblematic of the fact she and I have never really had a conversation directly about fitness and consistency, but she's watched how I live and what I do. So I kind of have dual pathways going, which are exactly the same.
So it's interesting because the very first iteration of you online was Ms. Fit Online. My first iteration was Extraordinary Mommy, right? And one of the first things I said to you is, God, I love your arms. I've always been so jealous of your fitness and your health regimen and your ability to not just stay on top of all of it, but your desire to. And this leads us into your consistency advantage.
And I love that word, desire. Keep going. I love that.
But so this is the next stage of one of the things you're working on, right?
Yeah.
And I said to you as a friend, how do I want to work out?
Yeah.
Because quite honestly, Carla, I don't. I never have. I will do yoga, but I don't have this great big, I want my arms and my shoulders to look like yours.
Okay.
But I have never in my life been able to harness the runner's high, the exercise I must, oh my gosh, I love it so much. It just, the adrenaline, no matter how long I've done it for, it's never happened. And when I was asking you about this the other day, you said, it's my consistency advantage. And I thought, wait a second, is that like Atomic Habits? And you said, yes and no. And what I took away from that is my consistency advantage is Danielle's version, Mikey, who's behind the camera, Mikey's version, Carla's version of whatever works for you. It's figuring out what makes you tick.
Am I right? Yes. And I think about a woman who you and I both worked with back in the day, who I adore, who would always talk about finding your soulmate exercise. And I would think, that's not true for a lot of people. And you are spot on. It's so unique to each of us. When people say to me, my gym calls me lightning because I don't want to live there. Like if we were offline, I would probably drop an F-bomb in there. I don't. I love. Okay, I can do that.
Oh gosh, yes.
Yes, because this is my thing. Like I
want like the full version of you. Don't pretend.
You don't need to be. I don't fucking want to live in the gym. And so I personally have decided I'm also not going to the Olympics or bodybuilding anytime soon. I would rather go more frequently. I work remote. It's kind of isolating. So I'd rather go to the gym, my lifestyle, 5 days a week for I am in and out in 20 minutes.
Are you really?
This because
that is magnificent.
It's a little bit every day until I'm dead. Like truly, when people are like, what's your philosophy? And when you were talking, it made me think two things. I'm going to come back to the first one, but don't let me forget because that's very important. But I remember when I was a personal trainer and clients would say, I had a couple, they would call me and say, I didn't wake up sore enough. And I was like, what do you mean? I mean, I feel like I should not be able to go to the bathroom, move. And I thought, because back then I was 28, so I didn't exactly have it clear enough yet. I don't believe in going, I'm going to make it into a t-shirt because I say it to my executive coaching clients all the time. I do not go vulva to the vulva because then I don't want to come back. It's like do less than balls to the wall. And then the next day I think I'm kind of in the mood to do yoga again.
If I could not move, I wouldn't get up again.
I would never want to come back. And I mean, thinking about, I think it's Mikey behind the camera, what you said, how it will be different for the two of you. When I'm creating this thing that you referenced, all I can think about is women, sorry, Mikey, have a lot we are juggling and navigating. I mean, I don't want any more emotional labor. So I needed for it to figure stuff out for me, tailored to me. I mean, I love James Clear so much. Atomic Habits, him as a human. I love Ohio. Mm-hmm. He doesn't resonate with me because it's Ohio. Very, I do. I'm Pittsburgh.
Okay,
I don't want to live there.
We'll come back to I love Ohio.
I don't want to live there, but
we could talk about that for an hour, but I don't, who loves Ohio?
It's
sorry,
that
Ohio.
Personality, I know. But I mean, I still get off the plane in Pittsburgh and think, and I've been in Austin for almost 26 years. Those Pennsylvania, Ohio people, like they are my people. Like we're blue collar, even though I just love them. So I love James Clear. He doesn't resonate with me. I don't want to hear. And a lot of my male men, it's only the men, coaching clients do. I don't want to hear things like, you do not rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your process and procedures. It's just not, it doesn't resonate with me.
Well, and I think this is when you and I were talking before about how important it is to meet people where they are, right? And while this sounds like a catchphrase, I recognize that, and I'll go back to recovery, right? Yeah. When I was helping people through recovery, I don't respond to tough love. I don't do tough love. Yeah. So if you're talking to me in a tough love place, it's not going to work for me. I don't respond to it at all. So I don't do tough love. That's not how I talk to other people. I don't come down on other people. I don't get mad or angry or get hard with people. I am a lover. I'm a lover, not a fighter. So it's figuring out what works for people. And
we know sometimes we need options, because when I've done coaching, I'll say to people, or did, tell me what sort of feedback sits best with you. And then I realized a lot of people have never been asked that question. I was thinking this weekend, what you said, in my mind, it was, you like to love people up and be loved up. I don't know where the up came in, but sometimes people don't know. So now when I work with people and my consistency advantage, it's, do you like this? Do you like that? I kind of like direct feedback. I like direct feedback. Just tell me. But most people don't. And we need the whole concept behind my writing. Yes. My Substack. Yes. But this project I'm working on is, I'm always lost. And so I think of it as Google Maps. I mean, I am always lost, and I've lived here for 26 years. I need the recalibrating. So if I go off track, and I promised you I'm going to meal prep every Sunday, and you check in with me on Monday and say, how'd the meal prep go? And I say, they got away from me. I don't need you to criticize me. I don't need you to give me more structure. I need for you to do that Google Maps recalibrating and then come back with, okay, what does the rest of the week look like? And how can we move forward with this together? And it's together. And this really could be me. It could be season of life, but it's also the women mostly that I work with. I want a partner.
Well, so here's one of the things I want to do. I want to backtrack just a smidge again, because I think that I potentially jumped us forward on my consistency advantage. And I want to give you an opportunity to explain what it is. Right now, I know that you're writing in a Substack, but what is your thought process behind and your plan for my consistency advantage? Because while I love the notion of it, there being a plan around consistency to help me do XYZ, exercise, meal prep, take care of my health, choose a new habit.
Yeah.
What does this look like for you? Where is this going?
Like everything, I had to start at the very beginning. So I switched to Substack and thought, I knew immediately I was writing about consistency because I proselytize about it all the time. It's the only way. I mean, to an annoying degree, I'm sure. But if you bring me a challenge, my poor child, 99% of the time when we break it down and distill it, it's a consistency issue. So I'm sure she's tired of hearing that. So I wrote weekly articles. I still do. I realized it's time for the Consistency Advantage book, and that's being copy edited. It's basically a grown up what you can when you can that I did a decade ago. So it's just maturing. And the way we do one thing is the way we do everything. I thought, do I want to do, and I don't even know that this would have been an option, but in my brainstorming session, it was, do I want to do the fancy, expensive coaching one-on-one and help a few people with the discretionary income to hire a coach? Or it's that democratization to the access to the help. And so that's where my Consistency Advantage was born as a platform. It's the Consistency Advantage book, articles, everything is the philosophy. And then the tool we're currently testing, and I'm always looking for beta testers so we can share that, is the Consistency Coach. And it's our MVP, our minimum viable product as we're iterating. And there will be a lot more tools in the tool belt, including a community, because we need that human connection, accountability, but also connection. If I had to pick two words, those are mine: consistency and connection.
You're looking for beta testers. So this will be an app?
Yes, it'll be and it's funny. I have a business partner who's brilliant in all the ways I am not. And so I said to him the other day,
the best type of business partner to have.
I know.
Yin and yang.
It is that. And I was like so excited. And I said, okay, so when we do the app, and he was like, and I was like, am I using the wrong word? And he's like, Carla, my Consistency Advantage is a platform. Okay. So apparently it's a platform, and we can call it an app, but with tools underneath. I mean, the ability to create these things is iterating so quickly that you come in, Danielle, and you decide, you know what? Every Wednesday is going to be yoga day. Every Friday is foam roll Friday. And this is what I can commit to being consistent with now. That's it. And then the app might say, okay, can I check in with you on Saturdays? See if you did both. And let's say you say, that sounds great. Every Saturday, it will be able to text you, and it's not generic. It's not hi, it's Duolingo. Did you remember to do Spanish today? It's Danielle checking in. How was that Friday? I know they're busy for you. Did you get the foam rolling done? So it's that proactive partner. And it blows my mind we can do this.
Well, and I know, like, so this is kind of the combination of Chat GPT and the app and and so it's a little bit of everything. And I know one of the things you and I had discussed was that with a platform like this, the more you utilize it, the better it gets to know you, and the better it can adapt to your specific
and remember
brand of consistency.
Yeah. And remember, we talked about this before, Carla. You were going, because yoga is my snag. I think last summer you said you're going to start doing yoga 3 times a week. it didn't work. Why will this time be different? Let's talk it through. It's that memory. So data privacy is number one, number one, number one. I've had people already testing the consistency coach for me. It's the first thing they ask. It's the first thing I share. We can't see what they're putting in.
Okay. I mean, and so that's huge, because I know that right now we talk a lot about privacy and with the way that so much of our information is quite honestly being used against us.
That's it.
That it's, do I want to tap into another platform that is going to take and sell my information to the highest bidder so that, my health insurance rates could go up because I said, well, no, I've got a headache 4 times this week. And then you could be like, it's going to be hard for you to get health insurance, right? Because you're complaining of a headache all the time. And clearly you've got something going on.
And it's scary. And this would not be I'm learning this language, personality brand. So it wouldn't be based on Carla, but it's initially based on me. And it's that trust. It's that trust because data privacy is the number one thing. It's really all that I care about. Everything else is secondary. If we can't ensure that, then I don't want my name on it.
What is the timeline for this for you?
Yesterday. No, it is soon. I mean, I tend to think middle. My business partner thinks very big. So we're in the process of putting together a deck and going after some VC funding so we can really hire the best of the best and just see what happens. It's really exciting to me because I've also been warned not to say this. I tend to say my last and final, but it's why I'm here. I think the power of a little bit every day, it gets us there. It finishes the project. It raises the kid. It writes the book. I can't promise you it'll be a New York Times bestseller. I can promise you'll finish the book if we commit to this consistency. It's the only way, and it lights me up, and it is my last and final. Sorry, business partner.
I love that. Where, if you're looking for beta testers, so where would people go if they wanted to say, hey, I'd be interested in being a beta tester?
I can share it with you. It's not a public link right now, mostly because we're also trying to get people to, this is probably not the technical word, but it's what I use, even with the business partner, break it, because it is only focused on consistency. So when I was testing it, now that you've said we can say anything, I thought, I'm going to see what it says. So I put in there, I need some money and I think I'm going to set up an OnlyFans. And it came back with basically, I talk about consistency. So then I said, okay, what if I want to launch an OnlyFans and be consistent with it? And it responded, because this is all, it's been trained on my writing to be me. It just came back with great pivot. Let's break it down. And together we broke down how I could be consistent with my OnlyFans. But so I can send you that link. We're really wanting people to use it, give feedback, try to get it to go rogue and talk about making a blueberry pie when that's not what it's supposed to talk about, because that's how it gets better. It's really the first version. Yeah.
So ultimately, people follow you on Substack with the consistency advantage, and then they can reach out and see how things are going. And if they really wanted to see, that they could touch base with you and go from there.
And I'm going to send it out to my subscribers. In the end, like Calm. It's that Calm app where there are different iterations of, I'm $9.99. I don't need a ton of help, or $4.99, whatever it is.
Right. Up
to, I want the full, robust human community to be a part of, because I have things I want to achieve. And I need both I hate to say AI, but the AI powered Carla guidance and that human touch.
Carla, what's your definition of hope?
It's funny because my first thought is, it's not words, it's a feeling. But I have gotten out of bed and kind of leaped out of bed at 4 a.m. every day the past 5 years, because I have that nascent hope, that spark every morning of, I hope I can make a difference today. And then I do my thing. I do my work. I interact with people and friends and child. And that's the hope. It's that spark that gets me up every morning.
If I could put you on a platform in front of people what would you say to them to get them moving, to get them believing in hope if they were feeling like, I don't know what to do next? Is there work that's designed for me?
Is there work that's designed for me? My belief is that we're all here. There's a phrase, tikkun olam. It means repair the world. And that sounds very overwhelming because I cannot repair the whole world. But what I would say is begin where you are. Everything we need is within arm's reach, and everyone we need to touch is within arm's reach. Start in your little corner of the world. It may just be your house. And then slowly it begins to ripple out.
I love that so much. Where can everyone find you?
I am everywhere. It's carlabirnberg.substack.com. But it's also LinkedIn. I mean, search my name. Let's connect there. I kind of love the LinkedIn now. I spend a lot of time on there. So either Substack or LinkedIn.
I love that. Thank you so much for spending time with me. You are such a gift. Is there anything I didn't ask you that you would love to share?
No, I am so happy to reconnect with you and just see we have both grown and changed and stayed exactly the same.
It is a beautiful thing, isn't it?
Yes.
Thank you, Carla, for joining me. And thank you, friends, for taking time with Carla and I. I hope our conversation today was uplifting in many ways and gave you that spark of light and hope that Carla was talking about. And if there was something in our conversation that you feel was good and courageous and strong and beautiful, I hope you'll turn around and share it with someone you know and love. And it lets them know that you think there is something special about them. And I truly hope that you will take care of yourself between now and the next time we get together. Please join us again, and don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for being here. I'm incredibly grateful to the people who support and sponsor the podcast. Sometimes life takes a sharp turn, and when it does, having someone steady in your corner can make all the difference. Chris Dully is a trusted St. Louis attorney who personally guides his clients through criminal defense cases with clarity, compassion, and experience. From traffic violations to serious charges, he shows up fully and directly. Call 314-384-4000 or 314-DUI-HELP, or you can visit dullylawfirm.com for a free consultation.